Welcome everybody to another episode of Sabu Speaks. I'm your host, Joshua Michael Greenberg. I am here with the one, the only, let's call him, he's not the greatest wrestler of all time, the greatest performer of all time, Sabu. There he is. And we are here with a very, very, very special guest. You might know him as Bahu FMW on all social media. We got Brett, a very, very important, influential historian of all things Hayabusa and FMW, and Sabu as well, because he played a major part. Brett, welcome to the stream.
Thank you for having me.
It's a pleasure.
I'm looking forward to it. Hey.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, nice to meet you.
So, Brett, tell us a little bit about your fandom. How did you get into pro wrestling?
Oh, pro wrestling just 30 years ago, just getting into WWF like most kids, just seeing it on TV, and my name being Brett with one T and Bret Hart, and so that alone just got me into following his career throughout the first couple years, and then when Bret Hart went to WCW, kind of lost interest a little bit in that, and kind of started in around 97's when I started getting on the internet and started collecting FMW tapes. And one of the first matches I saw was, I was watching ECW at the time and saw Hayabusa versus Sabu, and then you saw exploding ring matches, exploding pool matches, everything, and it was just, I got hooked, and that was 25 years ago, and I'm still hooked to this day, and I love learning new stuff, I love collecting, and it's just a passion that I have that just never went away.
Amazing. So one of your favorite wrestlers is Hayabusa, correct?
Oh, yeah. Yes. I've followed his career for the last, like I said, 25, going back to when I started watching FMW in 97, 98, and just covering everything, even though, at the end most people didn't really care about FMW because it went towards the entertainment era. I didn't care. It was still such a passion, and, his career and FMW, and even with it being gone for the last 20 plus years, I still either follow the wrestlers to this day that are there or go back and learn as much history as possible when it comes to it.
Speaking of history, you have a YouTube ongoing show, The History of FMW, right?
Yeah, it actually ended because it just got to the point where it was 2020, so I hit an ending point on the show. But I covered pretty much 30 years of the FMW from the start to all, like I said, pretty much all the wrestlers to the present day. And it was me and another guy, we were doing a podcast, and I go, hey, I have the videos of everything I'm talking about. And so I ended up putting in the video to everything I was talking about on the show. And it got pretty popular based off that on YouTube. But, especially the top era of FMW, the mid 90s, late 90s, early 2000s. That era still it resonates with people. Still, people want to learn about it. People still want to watch it. I feel like 1990s wrestling, especially in Japanese wrestling, is more popular than even present day Japanese wrestling in a lot of cases.
Definitely.
Thanks to YouTube.
Yeah, YouTube has definitely been huge to bring that. So recently, Hayabusa was part of, or the story of Hayabusa and his legacy was in Dark Side of the Ring on the FMW episode. Did you have any contribution to that episode?
Yeah, they actually came to me. They actually said I was the reason behind the show because he messaged me about a year before the show came on because he didn't, the host of it really didn't know too much about it, and so he actually came to my house and interviewed me for 3 hours and went over. Yeah, and so but once they got Onita on, they're like, we don't really need you on the show. We got Onita to tell the story as well. But I'm listed as a creative consultant on the show, so they used a lot of the information that I had gathered for them, and a lot of the pictures and everything that came from my magazine collection.
Amazing. And do you have contact? So you met Hayabusa, right?
Yeah, I met him a couple times. He had concerts, at the end of his, last 15 years of his life. He would hold concerts in Japan, and I would go to Japan every year, and I always made a point to go see him. And because I was the only foreigner there, he'd always, hey, come over and sit and talk to me.
Oh,
and
awesome.
so there were times where they'd be playing Hayabusa matches on the TV like after the concert and stuff. So I would just sit there and watch him and talk to him, and he'd talk to me about the matches and just things like things you wouldn't know, just even things of like, hey, he wanted to be a power wrestler. He didn't want to be a high flying wrestler. He wanted to be Bruiser Brody and Stan Hansen when he got into wrestling. He wanted to be a big muscle guy, and obviously didn't come out to be like that. But just things like that I wouldn't have known otherwise.
Sabu, did you ever go see Hayabusa sing?
No, but I've seen a couple of videos, but I've never seen him do live. No.
Gotcha. And his family, his daughter.
People want to cry and stuff.
Sabu, just come a little closer to the mic so we can hear you better. Perfect. What were you saying?
He sings sad songs. People will be crying.
Yeah.
Did you see people cry at his show?
Yeah, no, I recorded. It's on YouTube. I recorded because Ricky Fuji was in the concert with me, and he's like, "Hey, Brett, Hayabusa's about to sing in English," and so I started recording a song that he sang in English, and yeah, you get emotional. Just it's on YouTube. Just Hayabusa singing in English if you want to look it up, and it's it just makes you emotional just watching him sing like.
Amazing. Are you in contact with his daughter at all?
Yeah, his older daughter. If I ever want to reach out to her, I got her on the show on the Dark Side of the Ring show.
So that was you who got that done.
Yeah.
Awesome. Is she into pro wrestling? How old is she?
No, she hates wrestling. So you got to realize they were young. Both her and her younger sister. They were only 4 and 2 years old when he got paralyzed, and so they kind of blame wrestling for pretty much taking away their dad because he ended up getting a divorce a couple years into being paralyzed, and he lived kind of close by, but they didn't really see him that much. They could, especially growing up and everything, they lived with their mom, and so they kind of said, hey, we kind of missed out on having a dad based off pro wrestling, and so there's kind of a bitterness towards wrestling when it comes to the daughters.
All right, and we asked this question to all of our guests, the Mount Rushmore of pro wrestling. Go for it, right now, no pressure.
Oh, and pro wrestling in general?
For your favorites.
Okay, let's go with Hayabusa. Let's go with Sabu. Let's go with let's go with Mike Awesome.
Sweet.
And let's go with personal favorite of mine, Kanemaru.
Sweet. I was laughing. Who are you laughing about?
Yeah.
I just like to, I've seen 1,000 of his matches. I don't know. I like him.
I wrestled him about 1,000 times.
Yeah. He has a great respect for you. He loves you.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
Yeah.
He's a blade man. Likes to cut.
Oh yeah. Whole forehead is just cut up at this point.
So, What was your introduction, Brett, to Sabu?
Like most people, ECW, but I kind of got into ECW around the same time as FMW, so it was kind of so I was watching ECW, but then at the same time I'm watching those tapes with.
Hold on. So hold on. So you didn't see Hayabusa before he was Hayabusa when he was Mr. Izaki, right?
Not originally. So So 97. I was getting probably the more popular FMW tapes, and he wasn't. As Eiji Izaki, he wasn't really on. That era wasn't as popular, so I was getting the ones with you, in the match with you, and the only match.
Mr. Izaki was 91 and 92.
Speaking of which, Brett provided us with a couple matches. I just gotta change this one window. Bear with me, everyone, 1 sec. Do not look at the man behind the curtain.
Hey.
Let's see. I think this should fix it. No, that didn't fix it. Oh, it's this window. Bear with me 1 sec, guys. All right. How's that, everybody? You can see us? So, Brett, tell us what match we're about to see. This is the 92 match. What are we about to
this
see?
is just a handheld match. I believe it's actually from Sabu getting the bus driver from the FMW bus driver to record for him, to record his matches. And so he'd record the shows, and as a result, so much FMW footage is available that would never have been available otherwise because of Sabu. And this is one of them, Yazaki in July 29th, 1992, taking on Sabu. Might have been their first singles match, even. I know they had wrestled in tags with the Sheik and Sabu in 91.
What city is this?
Oh, I don't remember about the Saga, maybe?
Osaka.
Is it Osaka?
Yeah, it's the first time I wrestled Hayabusa, Osaka.
Okay. Yeah, so this is the one, this is 92. Him as Eiji Yazaki taking on Sabu in pretty much a house show.
Amazing that. Oh, what was that, Sabu?
It was a big show. Well, let me see. Let me make sure.
I think you're thinking of the Hayabusa match itself. I think you're thinking Osaka Castle. That was 94. And so this one is prior to that. This is the 92. You're wrestling him as Eiji Yazaki. He's not as Hayabusa.
Oh, I thought you said Hayabusa. Okay, let's go.
He's Eiji Yazaki here.
Yeah, I had a headache then.
Yeah, let me see. I could look it up real quick, even where it was. But yeah, this is July 92, about 2 years before.
Yes.
I remember. You're right. This is the house show.
Yeah.
Sabu, what were your first interactions with Hayabusa like at this time, when he was just a young boy?
We practiced before the show. Not this match, but we practiced before the show before I even got to wrestle. I used to carry my bags and stuff.
Did you see potential?
Yeah, of course.
This was in Ehime, by the way. Ehime.
What's that?
This was in Ehime. EHIME.
Oh yeah, whatever. Yeah, I mean,
somewhere in here. Yeah.
Well, I mean, because it was when I wrestled Izaki maybe 40 times, 30 times before.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So this is one of them, based off you getting the bus driver to record it.
Amazing.
Practiced with him about 100 times.
Okay. And Sheik loved him, correct? Because didn't he called him Papa Sheik?
Well, yeah, he didn't really call him Papa Sheik. Yeah, they referred to him as that, but they didn't call him that. He'd get mad if they called him. But they referred to him as that.
But yeah, I think didn't she kind of know he had potential? Like I think he had told him, you're like the golden boy.
Oh, he had potential because he's helping us out. If you didn't carry, since he helped us out, I made sure he had potential.
Well, do you know the story about why he became working for the Sheik and not Onita? He got fired for being Onita's ring boy?
I don't think he got fired. I think he got assigned to us, but tell me the story.
So he was Onita's ring boy originally, and then Onita would go to clubs and everything, and girls would come up to Izaki, and more than Onita. And Onita got pissed. He got jealous, going, all these girls are going up to this young boy, and so he fired him as a result. And then Izaki ended up being the Sheik's young boy as a result.
That happened. I can see that happening too.
Yeah. Onita didn't like that, and so that was really the beginning, because Hayabusa didn't really like Onita. They had issues, and that really is kind of. And Hayabusa didn't like Onita really as a.
During that time, he did. He disliked Onita after Onita gave him company.
Yeah, but even originally, he wasn't an Onita fan growing up. He was a Tiger Mask fan growing up, and because Onita was the rival, he was like, I don't really like this Onita guy. I like Tiger Mask New Japan, not Onita All Japan. And so he went into FMW not even really like having it's Onita. I know who he is, but I don't really care. And then Onita did all the stuff after the retirement that kind of, really soured on him, and they never really made up after that. They were pleasant with each other, but never friends or anything.
Yeah, but he had to be loyal to him. It was his boss.
Oh yeah, and he was always very respectful even afterwards. It was just he kept it to himself, but he was always respectful. But multiple people have told me, he didn't like Onita, privately. And Onita has kind of said stuff about Hayabusa as well.
Sabu, this look with the pink pants and the yellow boots with the yellow sash, top notch.
I think those are just look pink.
What's that?
I think those are orange pants. I think they look pink.
Oh, they look. Oh, gotcha.
They're orange, yellow, orange.
I just find this so amazing that all this footage that we have on YouTube of these like handheld videos of FMW, and what we learned on the stream that you were recording the matches, to find that these are the actual matches that you recorded to watch on the buses makes them even more special. This is amazing.
See, after the show, we would watch this tape, and then in the morning we'd give the tape to the Japanese, and they'd watch it on the way to the town.
Yeah, and I have some of them from back in the day. So I don't know if these look familiar to you. Like if you put the magazines or someone else did, or
This is very familiar. It's what I would do for each wrestler, even the American wrestlers, and made them their own tape. So if we had 15 matches in a tour, I took out every match they had every night for 15 days, and then put that on just a tape just for them. I came back with like 30 tapes, a tape for each guy.
and funny enough, like almost every one of my VHS tapes from 30 years ago is destroyed and just quality went. These are still all in perfect condition quality wise. They still work perfectly after 30 years of being VHS tapes.
Amazing.
But,
Did you want to put the stream on? Start with the stream, or?
Can you not see?
Oh, I can't. No. Oh.
I can see it.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah, this was actually a good match. Hayabusa was excellent. Oops. This is probably about the fourth or fifth time I wrestled him, but I wrestled him a bunch of times, But like I said, that was about times. Shows. But not before. If we wrestled each other, they wouldn't allow us to work out each other. If I was wrestling, they wouldn't work out.
Yeah, I heard that. I think it was Dr. Luther. He gave Ezeki some spots, and they kind of got mad at him, going, "He's too. He's such a young boy. You're not supposed to be giving him so many spots."
They go, "It's fine, you respect him, but don't respect him."
Yeah.
I'm giving him almost nothing here. I'll give him a drop kick. He does a drop kick, which knocks the shit out of me. He does a drop kick.
Were you impressed with him at this point, though? Were you, did you see the?
Then I worked out with him a bunch of times before that, not this day. But yeah, but I think I wasn't impressed with how skinny he was. I actually bought him a bottle of protein and a blender.
So you know how he ended up getting big? He moved in with Mike Awesome to Florida.
Yeah.
And and this is what Mr. Gano says. He says, "Yeah, a whole bunch of steroids."
Hayabusa didn't do much, but yeah, he should have.
Yeah, but yeah, he was so naturally skinny. When he told his family he was going to be a wrestler, his grandfather goes, "You're too skinny to be one of those."
But he had a good frame and big heart.
Yeah.
I think he did a drop kick pretty soon and knocks my face off.
Yeah, that was the one thing Onita said, his drop kick. He always had, yeah, right there. He had
tremendous.
He always had a great drop kick.
Kicks you so hard you can't take a good bump. But yeah, that was like his specialty before he did moonsaults with that drop kick.
Uh-huh.
Oh, he did a moonsault here.
Whoa.
Oh. Yeah, so that was the one thing. They always wanted that moonsault to be protected. They didn't want anyone kicking out of that moonsault. That was the one thing they gave him.
Well, they didn't give it to him there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, his shooting star press.
Oh, they're giving him a lot?
Yeah, he stopped doing the shooting star press because he got really messed up on it one time with Mike Awesome.
Oh, is that the end?
Okay, pause.
Or is there a part two? It's 8 minutes and 36 seconds.
Yeah, just cut off.
Is that all? All right, hey.
I
might have.
When I first wrestled, nothing. And then as I got to know him more, I wanted.
I might have messed up on the editing.
It's all good. We saw a good chunk.
Sorry.
We got a bunch of other ones.
I won anyways.
Yeah.
All right, let me share with you guys.
But, He was such a good student. Everything I taught him, tried to teach him, he picked it up pretty fast. And in return, me teaching him stuff to teach me stuff because I'd have somebody to work out with. Are we still there?
Yep.
Yeah. So you learned a decent amount from him?
Well, yeah, because I try to bring him up to speed so he can teach me instead of me teaching him.
Mm-hmm.
What were some of the things you picked up from him?
This was the first match with Hayabusa.
Yeah. So this is his first FMW match. So he had the J Cup match with Liger, and then he came back to Japan for this one match, just to kind of so that the audience would know, hey, he's going to be the next main event star because Onita was going to retire, and they already kind of knew Hayabusa is going to be, him and Tarzan Goto are going to be the top guys, and so this match was there to promote Hayabusa to the Japan and FMW audience. Hey, he's going to be the next guy coming up.
Okay, if you say so.
Sabu, what are your memories
I just
of
got off what his notes said. That
this was his first match back. They even said it, so I was mad that I had to put him over. I said, he's just back his first day, and I got to put him over, and they said, yeah.
Yeah.
So
and you didn't like that he pretty much had the same pants as you as well, correct?
Yeah. Well, I go, he's wearing my gimmick. He's still my gimmick, and I got to put him over. They said, no, it's an honor you, a tribute. That's why I don't like it.
I have my bootleg shirt here. My bootleg FMW.
Right up.
Sabu did not get royalties on that shirt. I apologize. So, Sabu, when you first saw him come out with the Sabu-esque pants, and, how did you feel about that?
I was a little ticked. I was a little mad because I figured, you're my company. At least my company should protect my look, my gimmick. But then they had him do it, and they said it was a tribute to me. And that's why I don't like it.
Did it ever grow on you?
I was honored later on.
How long after did you feel honored and not pissed off?
Not much longer after this, because if you watch this finish, I kick out of the finish. I was mad, so I kicked out of his finish with the count of 3 anyways. But I got over it because they explained to me, like he's like the Japanese me, and I said, or the Japanese Sabu. They said, that's cool, but you do that after I leave. Don't do that while I'm here. And they said, no, it's to honor me now and all this shit. So and they said that I was a big influence on him to let him do it. I said, I can't stop you, but I still like it. But eventually, I liked it.
Did you know you were heading to?
Hey, I liked it so much. I put his tattoo on and wore his mask one time.
Yeah, it was the last FMW match, even.
Could have been something like that.
Yeah, it was.
So much I changed since then.
The match is playing, correct? Because I don't see it.
Oh, not yet. No, I'm gonna play it in a sec.
Okay, just making sure.
Okay, yeah.
Because last time it was.
But at that point, I was still coming up. I was still new, and I didn't like people stealing my shit, especially guys in my own company.
Yeah. Did you know you were heading to New Japan at this point, or not? Not yet.
What's that again?
Did you know by this point you were going to New Japan, like in December, or?
No.
No. So it was just you were working ECW, and then every so often you come to Japan for FMW.
Yeah. Well, no, I went to Japan every now and then. Japan was my good time.
Yeah.
So this splices in the.
What's that?
This splices in the video that was played for audiences together with the handheld footage to get the complete match, as the one that was played for the audience was heavily edited, correct?
Yeah. Only some of this is what I shot. I think this is my camera here.
Yeah.
So cool.
Yeah, so the first part is what was released by FMW, but it was only 6 minutes of a 17-minute match. And so someone on YouTube actually went in and took the footage from Sabu's camera, went in and put in the missing parts and edited together to be the complete match. So Hayabusa was actually really upset with this match afterwards. He didn't like his performance. He actually
he was mad because I kicked out.
Oh, is that what it was?
I think so.
Yeah, because afterwards he did an interview and he was upset and everything. He was crying, and the reporter said like, "It's fine, and don't worry. You know, you did. It was good. It was fine." But he was really upset with the match itself. But yeah, maybe it was just not the finish. Because even at the end, you can see he's pissed.
Well, he's pissed because he knew I was pissed. He thought I didn't like his performance. I didn't like your clothes he was wearing. I didn't care about it. Like the gimmick was wearing. But like after the match, I was mad. And I didn't hide it very good.
Mm-hmm. Is this the only time? Like, I know you lost to like Onita, but this is like one of the only times you lost in FMW, even at least towards the end, right?
Lost quite a bit. Just mostly house shows.
Yeah. But yeah, so this is the Osaka Castle Hall. So this is like 16,000 people for this show. So like Sabu was saying earlier, this was a big show for FMW. It had Matsunaga versus Mr. Pogo on it as well, and Onita versus Ayagi, which was a 5-year tribute to the original FMW main event from the very first show. Yeah. There's a good punch right there.
I didn't. A couple of times Mike Austin goes, "Man, you really laid it in there." No, I didn't. I was working like I did anything with anybody else. I might have been angry, but when I was in the match, I wasn't angry. When I was professional.
Yeah.
Before, after, I kind of could hide. During the match, I wrestled him like he was like Elvis.
Yeah.
Sabu, was there a difference working the FMW crowd then versus working an All Japan crowd versus working a New Japan crowd?
I didn't think so. No, not for me. No, I didn't think so. We do a big high spot, they pop. We do a shitty one, they don't. But but Japan, they pay attention more to the hand-to-hand wrestling more than just the fly.
That's a good spot right there.
The ceiling in this building is amazing. It's such great ambiance and backdrop to the match. Beautiful.
Did you get along? Oh, sorry. I said, did you get along with pretty much everyone in FMW?
Yes. Yeah.
Who were your best?
There was no Kanemotos. There was no Koji Kanemotos in FMW for you.
No, they were family. Everybody was family. They treated me better than most of the other Americans. And they treated each like I was one of them.
So crisp.
Like they told me, if I ever got in trouble, just run to the Japanese dressing room. They'll save me.
Did you ever have to do that?
Once I could find it.
You couldn't find it?
Is that the Mike Awesome story?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think this is our first time seeing you do this move on stream. I always thought this was so creative.
Sitting in the chair thing?
Yeah, I love this. You let out a big gasp. I like the little jump you do before it. Like the little side to side, getting ready. Awesome.
I hurt my back in this match. I didn't do that.
Yeah, the audio is you saying you're screaming my back, pretty much. It's after you try and do the 450.
Yeah, the 450. That's insane.
No, I do a flip on him while he's in the chair. I think he moves. And I hit the chair and it's like, it's hurt my back or something. It really fucked me back up. I think I'm done.
I had a question. How was working with Goito just in general? Because he was the foreign. He was on the bus and everything with the foreigners, correct?
Yeah, he was great. He was awesome. He was a great trainer. Good friend.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's a good booker too, because he booked FMW after Onita, and so like all the new FMW stuff with Hayabusa, that was him booking all of that.
You know how he got a job in FMW? He answered a newspaper ad for a ring crew.
Oh, really?
Who was that?
Goito, the referee.
Oh, okay.
Referee. And they said he was too small for the ring crew, but he could be a referee. So he became a referee.
Yeah, and he had to train to be the referee. He had to train with the wrestlers, so he was still doing the wrestling training with the wrestlers.
He had barbed wire mat.
Yeah. So and so Josh, he's the one that's like, people always make fun of the referee with the big suit, plasma suit and everything, with the exploding barbed wire, exploding ring matches, and he's dressed up like an alien or whatever. That's him. He's pretty much the top FMW referee.
Did he pass away?
No, he's still alive. No one knows where he is, though. He's disappeared. He is like completely out of the scene. Because I even asked Hayabusa. Hayabusa goes, "I have everyone from FMW's cell phone number," and I go, "Do you have Goito's number?" And he goes, "Nope, don't have his."
I don't know what happened to him. I think he got married.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, he was around until like 2006, and then he just left the business altogether. Sabu, did you used to watch the tape? When like Mike Awesome and all them were watching videos on the bus. Would you watch with them, or would you kind of keep to yourself, or just any memories?
I watched it with them.
Uh-huh.
At first, they didn't. They thought they knew it all until I pointed out stuff. Then they would say, "Matches up next. Will you watch it with me?"
Uh-huh. Yeah, because I know Mike told the story how Damien would bring Lucha Libre tapes on the bus, and that's where he started learning his high-flying moves, was watching all the going, "Hey, I can do all this."
Did you watch those matches with them, Sabu?
Yeah, of course.
Who would you watch? Who were some of the people you would watch?
Octagon, Atlantis, what's his name? Parka. A lot of guys. I haven't seen Conan for the first time. I've seen him. I mean, man, that guy sucks.
What was
there you go. Ooh. You had to move up to catch him there.
When was the first time you saw Rey Mysterio wrestle? Was that on tape or in person?
No, I seen him wrestle. He was my dad. I wrestled him the first time I seen him. Osaka. And they go, "He's the next best thing." I said, "He's so goddamn small." And he goes, I can catch you. And I said, "All right." So I did a dive on, and I cut it into a cross body at the last second. I said, "Oh, fuck." I'm all right. I said, "Damn, I'm sorry." I didn't realize how small he was. I wrestled. And then I started watching the stuff. That I go, "Man, he's all right." So he's so small. Everybody can't be that small. It's okay to be.
Yeah, Hayabusa actually, he learned Lucha Libre from Rey Mysterio Sr., and Junior was in the class with him when he was in Tijuana. Because when he went to Tijuana, they were going, "You don't know Lucha Libre. You're going to have to learn, take a class essentially to learn Lucha Libre before you can get in the ring." So he had to go over to Mysterio Sr.'s dojo, pretty much.
I think he stayed with Damien for a while he was in Mexico. He trained with Damien was close with Mysterio Sr. also.
Yeah, so he was living with, when he went to Tijuana, he moved in and lived with Damien for the first couple months, but he wasn't getting booked that much in Tijuana, and so he met Ultimo Dragon, and I need to go, I need to go to Mexico City. Please get me to Mexico City because I'm not getting booked in Tijuana.
Well, I apologize, but what were you saying?
When I did the leg drop with the chair kind of got him in the nose.
Here's the big spot right here.
Had you done this before, the 450 off the top through a table?
No, not through a table. In practice, but not through a table.
And when you practice this, what does that entail?
I practiced it onto a trampoline, a grass pad. I did it out of the ring. The grass pad off the trampoline.
Oh, you jumped from a trampoline off the trampoline onto a crash pad.
I jumped out of the ring onto a trampoline.
Oh, and where would you do that?
At my gym, I had a gym.
And where was
the warehouse?
Where was that located? In Michigan?
Yeah, Michigan, down the street from the house. I had a ring in my backyard, and I had a ring in a warehouse, and I had a ring at my uncle's house. These were all piece of shit rings that I put together. The nice ring was at my uncle's house. The other rings were pieces of shit that's good enough to work out. But I had a ring that I had for indoors, I had a ring for outdoors, and then I had a trampoline next to the ring for the indoor one, so I could practice my moves out of the ring onto a trampoline instead of doing it. But if you do a trampoline without putting a crash pad on it, you'll bounce right off it. So you put a crash pad on it and try to keep that. Nice soft.
The first time you did
Did Dan Severn go to the gym as well? Your gym as well, or no? Because I've seen so many pictures of you and him together from like the '90s.
He came for 1 week one time.
Okay.
He had spent a week with me.
Okay.
Him, the German guy, Tanaka, what's his name? Jinsei, Hakushi.
Mm-hmm.
2 other guys.
Here's the shooting star.
We practiced every day. I kicked out because I didn't think you landed on me right. So you look at I'm trying to kick out. Because I kicked out, watch.
Oh, he's pissed.
He's mad because of that. I was trying to kick out. I was saying, do it again. You missed me. And I fucked up. But then I realized I fucked up.
Shook his hand though.
Yeah, all is well that ends well. Well, I mean, you shaking his hand.
So, when did you kind of get over, stop being upset at him kind of having your outfit and everything? Was it just like a year or two after this, pretty much? Like when you were in New Japan and not really working in FMW and you came back?
No. Let it go while I was in FMW. It was only a couple of weeks after this I got some art gyms. I didn't realize it wasn't.
No.
I was flat. I figured it out.
So it's just pretty much this is like the only time really that you were around him that you were kind of upset, and then after that.
Yeah, this was the very first match he had in Japan.
Yeah.
I dressed like me, and I had to lose to him. I didn't agree with him.
Yeah.
They go, well, if he beat you, it shows he's on your level. I said, but the motherfucker's wearing my clothes. And I just didn't get it that way. But I got it.
Yeah.
It's amazing. But what kind of, I don't know if you have...
They have a good line. They have a bad line. A good tiger and a dark tiger. Or a black tiger. So he was supposed to be the good Japanese Sabu, because I'm actually a heel, American.
Mm-hmm.
But I treat me like a Japanese. But I still wrestle like a heel. I just hit him with a chair and all that stuff. You didn't hit me back. That's the baby face. But I was a heel, so they're still trying to treat me as the dark Sabu, and he's the light Sabu.
Mm-hmm.
But he was the Japanese Sabu, which is saying he's not the good one, or he's saying he is the good one. He's the Japanese one.
Do you remember who told you you needed to lose? Like, was it Onita or was it Goito or?
It was Ito then Tarzan Goto, because I said no.
Okay.
Did they pay you extra?
No, they just said, what do you care? No, it's a tribute. And I go, no, it's wearing my clothes.
Yeah, that's...
if they would have asked me, hey, what do you think? I would have said no and then talked me into it. But if they said I had to do it, I said no, and then they talked me into it. They didn't really talk me into it. I just did it.
Yeah.
So hurt back, you're still doing... Oh, sorry. You're still going to do the moonsault through the table.
I had to punish myself. I lost. Lost to my... Yeah, you can forward this. I probably didn't miss it. I hope I don't.
Oh.
I missed it.
Just a bad day. Just a bad day, it looks like, for you.
So after a match like this, or specifically after this match, do you go eat in Japan, or are you going back to the hotel room and you're just beat up?
Well, we eat first because Osaka had 2 places open and get that out.
So there's actually, about a week after this, there's an iconic picture of you and the Sheik playing the drums at like a music festival, like FNW was having a music festival. Oh, you're doing it again. But
Well,
there's...
it was Osaka Stadium. They had music at the show.
Uh-huh.
They had music at the show. And so when he came around by those guys took off running. And then he sat down on the drums.
Yeah. So there's a picture of... Yeah.
Tell him, don't break the drum set.
Uh-huh.
Don't break the drum set. Well, fuck you. Then he also said, I know. Like he was...
Amazing.
But like after the match, he wrestled Terry Funk, I think, and he was. I can't remember who he was, but anyways, I was following him around when he got by those guys, by the band. They took off running and left their instruments there.
Yeah, Josh, I'll send you the picture. Whenever I post that picture,
I might have it saved. Actually, I know I have it saved on my cell phone. Let me pull it up.
Every time I post it, like thousands of people end up liking and everything because of the Sheik playing the drums.
Yeah.
But he's playing it with his hands on. He's not.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got it right here. All right, let me see how I can share this. Here, hold on.
I wrestled Hayabusa as he's actually from 91 to 93.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you probably, like you were saying, probably 40 times or so you wrestled him.
A bunch of times. And then, like I said, worked out with him about 100 times.
There we go.
All right, let's see how I get this playing at the same time as this. All right, I know how to do it. Bear with me 1 sec, everybody, so I can get it on the stream.
We're black, I don't know that.
Here, bear with me 1 sec, stream. Let's see here. I think this is it. Yeah, here we go. Oh.
Yeah, we can see it.
Yeah, but I don't have it on the stream yet. Bear with me 1 sec.
Okay.
Oh, there we go. There we go, stream.
Yeah.
Alright, let's make this smaller.
Yeah, so I collect all these weekly pro magazines from the 90s because you find gyms like this that you would never see otherwise, and it's just so many pictures that no one would see otherwise. Just great pictures that happened 20 plus years ago in Japan. Stuff like this right here.
Amazing.
There was like 50,000 people there.
Yeah, you're saying it was a music festival outside Kawasaki. You're saying?
Well, it wasn't a music festival. It was wrestling. They had music there.
Oh, okay.
I think it was the May 5th Kawasaki Stadium show. They do it every May 5th.
Mm-hmm.
Something that weekend. And I'm pretty sure it was Kawasaki Stadium. Mm-hmm. But it was a big show, but they had music, bands there.
Mm-hmm.
Very cool. You have a big Hayabusa collection, right, Brett? Of a lot of different things, even some of his ring worn stuff.
Yeah, I have two ring jackets that he wore to the ring. The one brown one that he wore at Kawasaki against Onita, and then I have the white one as well, the white jacket that he wore kind of towards the end of his career. And then I have a private mask he wore, he would wear it, not when he was wrestling, but when he was out, but he was still Hayabusa. So there was a hole in the mask. I can go get it even. Yep. But it, so he would, so he could be Hayabusa without and breathe easily, because that Hayabusa mask always kind of halted his breathing, and it always was difficult for him to wrestle with it.
Well, a lot of those mask guys, they have different masks they use when they go out to eat, so that's chips so they can eat.
Yeah. And so the mask that I have, he ended up actually tearing it off the part so he could breathe easily because it restricted the breathing so much. And it was the one he had in Mexico, so it was his only private mask.
Yeah, he had a thing like covering his mouth, which that's crazy.
If they're not too far and it's not too big of a pain, do you want to show off some of the things you have in your collection?
Yeah, let me turn the camera off in 2 seconds and I'll get back real quick.
Yeah. All right, Sabu. In the meantime, a couple people in the chat we should say hello to. Brandon Woodward, welcome. Top Shelf Wrestling Finds, welcome. Christopher, welcome. Sarah Snow, welcome. Let's see. Art Treyman had some questions. Let's see. He wanted to know, Sabu, do you ever do meet and greets down south in Mississippi or Alabama?
I haven't lately, but I've done one before. I'll do one again if you get the right person, the right booker.
He asked a lot of questions. Let's see. It would be cool. All right. Sabu, who were the wrestlers you remember as a kid?
Sheik, Tex McKenzie, Bobo Brazil, Mighty Igor, Ivan Koloff, Hank James, the midgets, Sky Lolo, Little Tokyo, Lord Littlebrook, Farmer Pete, Porky Pig, a few other guys, Don Kent, El Costello.
Before you were in the business, did you interact a lot with people in?
No. I watched it I watched it on TV, all that stuff, but Malcolm never let me get involved in wrestling. When I went out to see him, we did talk about wrestling, and they did talk about wrestling. There was no if they did, they went into another room.
Awesome. Look at that jacket. That's incredible.
I didn't talk about wrestling until I was 19 when I talked to him. He didn't spark me up, but he said it's not as easy as it looks.
Awesome. So that's the mask that he would wear. Not like this one that covers his mouth when he's wrestling. That would be one that he would wear out.
Yeah.
Not wrestling.
So I know you can't see me, Sabu, but I'm showing his mask. The private mask, and he tore this hole right here so he could breathe easily. But this is the mask that he only had in Mexico. So he only private mask, so he had to wear it.
Where'd you get those videos of me and him? Did you get it from him?
No, from Tsubasa Shiratori. He was a collector in Osaka. He had $3,000 worth of FMW tape. It was probably 150 tapes I had to buy from him.
Because Hayabusa and all those guys, they each had about 20 or 30 different tapes that I gave them. Each 20 or 30 tapes. Yeah,
he posted a picture of his VHS collection one time, and I think they were all from your collection pretty much.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is the brown jacket that he had. This is what he wore to Kawasaki Stadium against Onita in May 5th, 1995, and then the next year he wore it with Masato Tanaka versus Pogo and Terry Funk. Amazing. And he wore it for all his big matches as well. So this was like the traditional big match jacket that he always wore.
When you got that must have been unbelievable. That's unbelievable.
Yeah, so Todoken, the store in Japan, probably the best known one. They sell this every day 100 new Japanese merchandise items pretty much. But on May 5th, 2020, they put this up for sale, and I guess I had the white one already, and I was like, oh, yeah, I gotta buy it.
Christopher asked, have you ever put it on and worn it?
Put it on the first time I got it. Yeah, first time I owned, but ever since then, it's usually in a case and everything at this point.
It's amazing. I'm gonna find while you're talking. I'm gonna find the picture of Sabu dressed up like Hayabusa.
Yeah, I had a tattoo and his mask on. Not a real tattoo.
Yeah, that was like I said, that was the last FMW match, but it was about 3 months after his injury.
Yeah, let's put this up.
Was it that soon, really?
Yeah, so this is February 2002. He had the injury in October 2001.
Wow.
Here, let me put this.
No, really? Yeah, shit. You're right. Yeah. Yeah. He actually put the tattoo on me.
Oh, did he?
Yeah. And the last time I seen him, I was there for Tajiri, forgot what year, but it was a little while ago. And everybody started pointing behind me. I go, what? I turn around, it was him standing up. And then he walked.
Yeah, I remember you told the story after he passed away, because you were there like just a week or so before he passed away, and you gave him a kiss. You gave him a kiss, and Jeannie goes, "Why did you do that?" And he, "I don't know." And then after he passed away, he said, "Now I know why."
Oh. Oh.
When I seen him standing, I was tearing up. He goes, "Why are you crying?" I go, "I don't know why. I don't know." But anyways, I'm glad I got to see him before that.
Yeah, it was so sudden too. Yeah, because like I said, I think you were there in February 2016, and then he passed away March 2016.
Is that what it was? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, this was an amazing tribute to him. Sabu, obviously, you guys both meant a lot to each other, and as you discussed here today about influencing each other, not only in attire but ring moves, and him being a big part of the Sheik's life and vice versa. And then we have Brett here, who, he's Mr. FMW, Mr. Hayabusa, and a big-time Sabu fan. This was awesome. Thank you so much, Brett, for coming on. Thanks for sharing all the stories and information and the matches. This was really special, and this was something when I, thought of this, like, this is exactly what I envisioned, getting. This is awesome. Very cool.
Thank you for having me. I really enjoyed it, and thank you so much, Sabu. Thank you for everything, your whole career, what you gave your 30 plus years, your body and everything. I mean, I will say you are the most underappreciated wrestler there is, based off everything you did, all the innovation you did. Like I said, your body, and I mean, you get respect, but I don't think you get enough respect.
Thank you. I appreciate it. You just gave me enough right there.
Love that. That's what another thing, Sabu Speaks, is, showing the impact that Sabu had in creating this, this will be a relic of time, where we go through his matches, we get insight into his mind, and, we pay our respects and hang out with the greatest of all time. And with that being said, that's the truth. That's the damn truth. Stoner Bond. That's what it's all about. There you go. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in.
I'm going to Michigan tomorrow.
What's going on in Michigan?
There's a thing, a secret run-in for Rhino. Don't tell anybody. And I think on the 11th in Lansing on wrestling.
That's not the tag match with the Hardys versus Heath and Rhino, is it?
No, I'm not wrestling.
No, I know you're not. No, I know that the Hardys are wrestling versus Heath and Rhino, but is it that show or that's something different?
It could be that one. It's this weekend. It's this week Thursday.
I'm trying to remember what that.
I don't know. He said, "Would I do a secret run?" And I said, "Yeah." Don't tell anybody.
All right, we won't tell anybody. Brett, where can we follow you?
My website, bahufmw.com or fmwwrestling.us. I have every FMW result. I do biographies of all the FMW wrestlers, news still, of FMW. I've been covering the news of, like I said, the 25 years of the original FMW to what's going on today, Onita, all the current wrestlers still around, and as well as Freedom's wrestlers. And then also Bahu FMW at Twitter, and Bahu FMW World at Instagram, where I end up just pulling out a whole bunch of Weekly Pro magazines or Weekly Gong magazines and just start taking FMW pictures that I find, and stuff like that. The picture of the Sheik and Sabu, on the drums, things like that. Just things you never would find otherwise, just out there.
Sabu.
So you can find that at Bahu FMW World on Instagram.
Sabu follows. I follow. A lot of people. I was going through some of the followers today. There's so many cool followers. That's so awesome. And when you start uploading and my feed starts getting filled with FMW like rarity picks. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, I do it about once a month. Yeah, I do about once a month because it takes about 2 hours to go through it and take about 30 pictures or so, go through all the magazines. So I only end up having time to do it about once a month. But yeah.
Well, it's awesome. Well, thank you,
Appreciate
Brett. Thank you, Sabu. And we will see everybody next week. Have a good night, everyone. Bye.
Thank you.